Hello. What's up, everybody? How are ya? Welcome to the show. We're live today. Let's have some fun. Hi. We're going to get into it in just a minute. I'm so glad you guys are here. Chad and Tyler, awesome pop culture show. Good to see you. It's been a while. Thanks for supporting. Facundo Beloso? I hope I got that right. Argentina. Welcome. So today is good. Oh, Immortal Games. Too sweet, my brother. Good to see you. Great to have you. Been a while. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have some fun. What we're doing is we are going to be going a little bit deep and talking 2K23, and as the thumbnail and title suggests, we are going to talk about the improvements we want to see when it comes to WWE 2K23. And I'm saying the simple, easy improvements. We'll probably get into the weeds about a few things, but what we want to do is really just have a conversation, have a little 2K22 action going on for you right now, with the Judgment Day taking on AJ Styles and Edge 2022 Edge, short hair Edge. Beautiful creation too, by the way. And what we're going to do is I put out a Twitter question. I posted a video yesterday with my dumb face, and I asked everybody with amazing feedback, huge engagement. I absolutely love it. And we are going to talk about all of those things, all those improvements. Now, my stream, I think, is giving me some issues with some frame droppage. So hang tight for a second. We are going to try and make sure that we fix all of this, because I got low kilobytes. It says my kilobytes, they be lowing. I don't like that. No. Let's go with low latency. And so bear with me for a second here, everybody, because we just want to make sure we want to do this right. Aiden, good to see you. I hope they do. But if you're in the chat and you want to be able to pose, have the conversation together, everybody, I am going to be primarily pulling from Twitter, from the post that I did. So we can do that. If you're finding... Oh. King Frost. Scissor me. Let's go. If you are finding that the stream is slow or it's a little laggy, let me know. Because I am trying to fix it right now. And let's see what I can do with the output. If anybody's an OBS guru out there, let Matt know, because I tell you, I try and fix the bit rate on this thing. I try and fix the streams. I'm hardwired. I'm plugged in. I'm good to go. It feels like, but then just the output, man, really baffles me sometimes. So let's see, automatic record, show confirmation dialog. I don't need that. Let's go to our video bit rate. Is at 4,000 kilobytes. That seems like a good amount. It seems like going slow. Yeah, slightly lagging. I don't like that. Just Foxy. You love my video? Thank you so much. My day is good. I went to the gym. Well, I didn't go to the gym. I saw the guy that does the gym with me, and I gymmed out. So I'm feeling good. I had my coffee. I'm feeling great. James, good to see you. Edge feels a bit off in terms of lag, or does he feel off in terms of the way he looks? It's a great creation. That is a phenomenal creation. I believe that one is done by iWorld's Finest. Amazing. Let me see if I can... I'm sorry, I'm still messing with stuff here, guys. I still got the red kilobytes. It's in the red. Seems okay. Hang on here. Let's let these bozos fight each other. Well, I fixed... Okay, now I'm in the green. Now I'm loving that. Okay, now OBS likes that a lot. And I got nothing else running. Just the game. All right, I'm going to pull up Twitter on the side here, and let's see if I can multitask. Multitasking is sometimes hard. We got the messages for, trying to improve things. It's ridiculous. All right. Let's get going. Gameplay audio is there. We're humming. We're rolling. We're doing this. Let me find my little tweet, dumbass tweet I posted. By the way, went to the AEW show. Was here in Toronto, live, and I had a good time. Let me tell you, yeah. Oh, by the way, give me a W, or give me, better yet, nah, give me a yeah in the chat, because your boy LA Knight, yeah, is going live tonight on SmackDown, and I am losing part of my mind to be able to see your boy LA Knight coming back. Let me talk to you. Give me in the chat and just give me a yeah, because this thing tonight, LA Knight, he's gonna destroy you. He's gonna take you down. He's gonna take you way downtown, and I cannot wait. It's gonna be glorious. So good. Give me a yeah, because it's just tickled me. Also, Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, that's another conversation. I can't get too deep into it, Don. Don, good to see you. I can't get into it. I'm gonna lose it. All right. The game is going. We're playing here. Let's talk 2K23. I'm going to hit my recording here just in case I want to be able to post some stuff later. That would be a decent idea as a creator. No more Max Dupree. Frisky Beeve. That's a great name, by the way. Frisky Beeve. Come on. No more. And I skip leg day. Yeah, channel member. Way to go, bud. Yeah. 2K23, we want to be able to improve it. We want to be able to fix some things. We want a bajillion things. Now, we can get into some really, really like basic things of saying like, oh yeah, you just got to fix everything. Not now. We're not doing that. We're not going to be silly about this, but we're going to take the questions in the community feedback here. See how I got like this whole thing on my Twitter? I know that's really annoying because that's going to be in your way, guys. But as you can see, yeah, we got, I won't post this the whole time we're here. But just to let you know, this is what we're going to be looking at here, is I'm on Matt's Twitter. So if you go on my Twitter, you will see a video post that I did. And I got like a lot of feedback here. So we're going to run through this and just see what the community is thinking about. Michael, you're hilarious. I can do everything. Teleportation, dummy. Yeah. Junior Fatu says, why give us creation slots? We have 100 slots, but only 50 generic as theme songs and like 3 mini-trons. Let's talk about creation slots. This seems to be something that the community and everybody is really wanting to be able to fix. We've been getting the 100 slots for quite some time now, and a lot of you are going to be more in tune and in depth than I am, because in terms of creation suite, I am not a pro. I don't do the creations, although M.A. Knight, I have him. So stay tuned, because I'm going to do a video on M.A. Knight, yeah. But I am not a pro when it comes to Creation Suite. However, I do realize now with my time with 2K22 that it's really, really annoying not being able to add more creations. Being maxed out with the logos, the images, it feels like, especially for creators that upload a lot of community creations, that do a ton of work for the community, that this is a big, big pain point, that they are not going to get enough room, essentially. And you'd think that with patches and updates, and by now they would see that they could do this, and this is definitely something they need to be able to address. So I think that something easy that 2K could do for 2K23 is going to be increase the creation slots. And quite honestly, I know that we would sit there and say, give me 1,000, but even if they upped it, if 2K23 does incremental improvements, which is my belief, is that 2K23 is going to be a build off of what we have for 2K22, I think we see small improvements. I think this is one that they really, really need to do, which is give us more creation slots. Johnny Handsome says on Twitter posts, they could stop putting the skin tone tights, so more creation. They could stop putting the skin tone tights on under the women wrestlers' trunks, as they are unnecessary for animated wrestlers and cause many problems and glitches with the tires and customization. For example, Billie Kay's 2K20 attire, if you change the main color, stripes go down her legs. Okay, that's a really good one too. So being able to fix the skin tone issues with creation. I think with Creation Suite, because there's so many technical aspects in there, I really wish that 2K would take the time to patch and update that. I feel like, again, 2K23 is going to be a build off of what we have right now and try and do something a little bit better. Just looking at the chat too, guys. Thank you so much for being here, by the way. I really appreciate it. You guys want to hang out and talk a little bit of 2K23? That's amazing. Lolo, yeah, if they bring back Create a Story, we'll get there too, because a lot of people were posting that too. You are correct. RSE, who is a big supporter on the show, I appreciate him. He says, the ability to have full creation options in creating an arena. Create an arena is a big one too, even for me. A superstar and etc. We shouldn't have limitations when it comes to creativity in the game. Create an arena is a really big one, right? Like, Create Arena right now is completely stripped down. I've even messed around in Create an Arena. I'm a big dumbass, and I'm not good at doing creations. I do like going in there, and I'll try and make an updated Raw or SmackDown or something retro or a pay-per-view, and I have fun in there. The tools are simple enough for people to grab, and I'm trying to think again. If you're a casual player, you want to be able to get into these tools and not have them be overwhelming in terms of what you can do. But I feel like 2K has gone the other way a little bit of like, okay, we've made this too simple and too restrictive. Also, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe I'm correct, but the day-night also is not working in there when it comes to arenas. I can't get a nighttime show. What happened when we had select you on day, evening, night for the pay-per-view for an outdoor arena? Things like that are easy fixes that we could totally get in 2K23, which absolutely should be done here. King Dodd, if you're sending the hearts out, I love you too. You're just fantastic. King Dodd, way to go with the schmoozing. A lot of schmoozing in here. I'm good with it. Hit the like button, guys, and hit subscribe too, because we are on the road to 50K. I want to hit that 50K this month. It's a stretch goal. It's not likely, but it's nice to dream once in a while. But I agree that arenas, creation suites for arenas definitely need to be improved upon. I like the amount of sets they have and the set designs. I'm sure many of you would disagree and say, you know what, there isn't enough for me to do in there to switch it up for Titantrons, different show feels and all of that. But I feel that 2K has added in quite a bit when it comes to the ramps, the Titantrons. But like, where's the pyro? Where's pyro options? And I guess I'm talking more for create a superstar entrance creations. We'll get there too. But for the arenas, yeah, day-night cycles, different styled arenas would be nice if they refresh that a little bit. I like that we do get the Thunderdome. I'm sure they'll leave it in there for next year too. There's no reason to take it out. It's a fine option, at least if people want to play with that. But I do feel that the arena designs need a little bit more detail. It's unfortunate. Let's see what else we got on this Twitter post here. Okay. Jake says more match types in GM. So let's talk about my GM specifically. He says also allow custom shows and titles for GM, use managers in GM, allow us to edit promo skills in GM, no locked channel in my factions. Okay. So Jake is talking about my GM. By the way, this Judgment Day match has been going on for a while, which is pretty cool. It's still going, brother. Judgment Day. My GM mode is something that your boy Matt here, MA Knight, was excited for. And I realize I don't need my headphones very much because I don't need the game audio. GM mode is something that I was clamoring for to see how it was going to do, and was it going to be a big improvement than what we've had in the past. And I'm just checking the stream here, making sure we're still good. I'm still in the red. Oops. Let's try our settings here. Let's see if I can fix these settings. I don't like that this thing keeps hovering for my stream. I want performance. Trying to get this thing to perform better. I don't know why my stream is still not doing well, guys. Seems to be okay at the moment. All right, I don't want to mess around too much. My GM, something that I've been very excited about when it was initially announced by 2K. I thought that they could do a lot bringing this mode back, and when it initially came out, it was definitely stripped down and hollow. They then later patched it a little bit. We got the addition of the tag titles in there, but it was a late addition and more of just like a here you go. My GM has so much potential, and I feel like my gut tells me that Universe Mode and my GM is still going to be there next year for 2K23. I think that having the 6-8 month cycle doesn't allow them a lot of time to revamp and redo full game modes. However, I think at this stage in the game, if you're going to continue with my GM, then you need something that's going to be a little bit more depth. And if they do at all listen to fan feedback, they should be aware of this, and they should try and improve upon this by doing things like more match types, multi-man matches, allowing you to have the ability to do a triple threat, a fatal four-way match. I think it's absurd that we don't have these things. Halfstar, good to see you. Thanks for coming. I think that, yeah, multi-man matches, because again, I've said this on shows previously where I'm like, why don't we have a triple threat fatal four-way? We have a tag match, so you can do 4 superstars in the ring. It just seems like it's a half-baked and half-step measure. They do need to have substantial changes. I think you need to be able to have elements like it. General manager mode is to be able to manage contracts, the terms, all of that, and get your star ratings and your budgets. It's all of the nitty-gritty of the wrestling game. It's not about, well, I want to be able to put in a custom story in there. You don't want to do that, but you want to have more match options. Also, I think that an easy fix for 2K for my GM is going to be removing or revamping the rivalry system that they put in place. I don't think it works at all. I think it's a little bit off-putting when I've got to put a heavyweight and a light cruiserweight together all the time to get a good match. I think that's silly. I think it should be trying to get the ratings up of Edge and trying to get him to a higher level based on his performance week over week. For match ratings, for example, if he has good match ratings, then he moves up the card, and it should totally be irrelevant whether it's going to be Edge versus Rey Mysterio, and that's a good or bad matchup. It's up to me because it's my world that I'm trying to create. So I feel it was a little too restrictive when it comes to GM. And we have Edge and AJ Styles picked up the win, ladies and gentlemen. What a match. What a maneuver. These two coming at it. Look at Edge. He's being all silly, isn't he? So my GM definitely has improvements that need to be done. I think that they can do some really easy things in here. I like to see the option for, we have custom superstars in there, but maybe being able to just change it up and say custom arenas. That one, it might be just too much for them. And frankly, once you start, I can kind of see it from 2K's perspective. If you're starting to get into like, hey, you want custom arenas in my GM and custom this, custom that, you're talking about universe mode. But at this point, the more and more we lean into the customization and opening up my GM, kind of like put it with universe mode and push it all together. I love having a draft. I really do. I think having a draft in 2K. Let's show you guys the updated Firefly Funhouse. Alexa Bliss. I like having the draft a lot, but I think that they need to look at, not that anything's perfect, but my teams in NFL, they need to look at how NHL, how NBA do all of their stuff there. I want to be able to earn points, up my stats to make things a lot better, to improve upon it for my roster itself, so I have a better show performance, and then it impacts the stars. I don't know, but they need to do something else. Let's get Rhea Ripley. Judgment Day, Rhea Ripley. Oh yeah, brother. There's a lot they can do with my GM, but there's a lot of basic fixes, and I personally feel that they're not going to remove the mode, but we definitely need to see that we're going to have bigger improvements. Now, I see Terrence in there says, do a LA Knight match. Don't worry, brother. After the women's match, it's going to be LA Knight. Yeah. Team it up with MA Knight. Yeah. It's a silly idea. Let's see what you guys are saying. Limb targets, like in real life? Ah, the showcase too, Zach. Yeah, it'll be a good question of like who's going to be in the showcase too. Chad and Tyler, no, I do not want them to steal from EA. Everything EA does everything better. No, EA does not do everything better. I'm just trying to highlight that there are elements that they could take to make it better. That's all. Biohazard, please tell me how to use LED boards. Are you talking about for the arena? If you're talking about the LED boards around the side in the barricade, those are not LED boards. Those are just custom arenas that you download. People have put the photos of like SmackDown or Raw going all the way around. So just community creations, look for Raw and SmackDown 2022 or something, you'll find it. Soyel Rue is one of the creators. He does a great work. Jenna Sting is also a creator that you want to look up for custom shows and arenas. So there you go. Breakable Quran, it's a great point. Breakable barricades. I miss the OMG moments. I think that's something that they could bring back or just try and tweak things, because like the barricades, they're an issue for me in 2K22. Let's take a look more at the thread, ladies and sirs. By the way, thank you all for being here. If you guys enjoy the show, hit that like button on the stream. It helps out a lot. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, because we're on the road to 50,000 subscribers, we're trying to get that number up, but I really appreciate everybody being here. We're going to be streaming for the next about 30 minutes or so, talking about the thread that I posted, talking about improvements that we can make, easy things 2K can do in 2K23. But have the conversation in the chat. You guys are awesome. Keep it respectful. Keep it clean. Don't talk about the dirty things unless it's like a euphemism. Divad, you can do euphemisms, Divad, if you want. But it's all good. 91649ers, how's it going? How are ya? Good to see ya. Too sweet to ya, brother. Or madam. Let's see. A ton of stuff when it comes to creations I see in here. I'm just scrolling up through the thread. Okay, we talked about my GM. Let's talk my faction a bit. Selkirk, someone says in the thread, if they're going to insist on having my faction, then allow us to unlock models parts outside of the mode. They go on to say about things like OMG moments, which we just mentioned, that yes, they should bring back, I think, OMG moments. Sorry, I'm doing chat. I can't do the match. By the way, the Alexa Bliss and Rhea Ripley, Judgment Day Rhea Ripley, these models are available for download. And this is a great example here that we have Alexa Bliss and Firefly Funhouse Alexa Bliss, and we have Rhea Ripley, Judgment Day attire Rhea Ripley. And these were my faction. Yeah, and these are downloads, and we shouldn't have to go through this process, and this has been bugging me forever. This bugs so many people online. I mean, when 2K says, hey, we got an update, and we have new My Faction cards, everyone in the thread is just like, stop it, and just unlock the characters. And then Creations comes out, we get stuff like this. Makes me happy, because wow, look at these creations, this is fantastic. My Faction, I think My Faction mode should exist. I think it should exist. However, it got a lot of improvements. It is as I said before, a half-step measure, which feels a lot of 2K22, with some easy things that they can improve. Number one, yes, we will all say it, and let's just put it to bed. We want to be able to unlock the My Faction renders, attires, characters, and play them in exhibition offline. Period. That's just like... And I've said this even directly to 2K. I've said it on my show. I want to be able to have either, if you're 2K, if you want to make money off of this ultimately, then you can charge for My Faction attires. You could. It's more DLC. You just reframe it. Like, we get a couple of months with the tried and true DLC method, which I don't think 2K is going to steer away from. I think they should. I don't think they will. But if you want to make more money, just say, get the virtual currency and buy these attires through My Faction. Unlock the attires through My Faction. If you really want people to play this mode, and they really want people to do this and spend more money on cards, you got to put the bigger carrot at the end to be like, hey, this month, get yourself Firefly Funhouse Alexa Bliss by completing these challenges in My Faction. I think people would go bananas for that. If they didn't have it locked behind strictly a paywall, but if I was able to grind and unlock Alexa Bliss, that makes people happy because then they can work towards something in the game outside of even exhibition, because people get bored of modes. So they sit there and they go, I want to grind. I want to grind for the best characters, the best attires, the best parts, like whatever it is. And then they can unlock all of this stuff. That's a really fun way to do it, in my opinion, to improve the game and to keep it going beyond the season pass and beyond the DLC where it ends in August, September, and we're left with nothing. Now they have My Faction where they keep rolling this out every month, but you could easily do it where you're like, what they are doing, lining it up with the pay-per-view schedule to say, Extreme Rules came out. Here are the cards for Extreme Rules. All you got to do if you're 2K and you know that you have these attires behind My Faction locked in the mode, 1, 2 of them that are related to Extreme Rules. Let's just say Alexa Bliss in this argument. You want to make her available? Just put her lined up with Extreme Rules. Alexa Bliss is now available. Grind out this weekly challenge. And you got to get whatever score on it all or whatever. You just got to be able to grind out this weekly challenge for Extreme Rules and you will unlock Alexa Bliss. You make it challenging enough, but not stupid challenging. And you could give people the option to say, you can grind it, or you could pay the equivalent of, say, $5 and you could get it yourself. There are ways to do it, and 2K can make a lot of money, is just the way I think about it. For the mode itself, I think that you need to have online leaderboards. I need to be able to challenge people online and see how I'm progressing versus other people. You want to be able to compare to your buddies on your friends list. You need that integration to be able to see how are you doing and how are you moving up in the mode. MLB The Show, if you guys play the baseball game at all, or if you don't, they have their version of it, and it is wildly successful. And it is really, really fun to get in there and build your roster, build your team, collect the cards. There's weekly pack drops. There's so much you can do, and earning packs is super easy by, getting X number of hits or completing the daily, weekly challenges. It's designed in a way that really, really grabs players and hardcore players, and they build out an amazing roster, and you could check your stats on the phone, on your phone, to be able to see through the app how you're progressing. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Clean and simple. Change the aesthetics of it too. Rework My Factions. It's clunky. It's ugly. It doesn't work for me, brother. You got to be able to make it more engaging. Aesthetically, it doesn't look pleasing. I find it very cumbersome, boring. Silly too when they do things like, is Rhea Ripley going to win? No, she didn't win. Silly things too where they have... What the hell just happened? Oh my God, we're getting... Whoa. Oh, that was the big moment by Alexa Bliss. Nice move by Alexa Bliss. Sorry, that had me. I was like, what the heck is happening? With My Faction, it's clunky, it's cumbersome to get into. I don't find it's laid out very well at all. I don't think it helps players getting in there. The point I was going to make was they do weird things, in my opinion, where they'll say, Extreme Rules is coming out. Use this locker code to get Extreme Rules pack. Why don't you just make the Extreme Rules locker code available? Like, why is it right there on screen, but then I still have to enter it? Why don't you just make it a hot button that I can tap to say, click here to unlock your card pack? You literally post it on the showcase screen, and then I have to go and enter that code. It's silly. Just little things. Jack, member for 14 months. Jack, great to see you. Hello. Thank you so much for being a channel member. I sincerely appreciate it. So My Factions need some work. I think it's here to stay, everybody. What say you? What do you think? Do you think they'll just pull the plug on My Factions, or do you think they see it as a success? I think they do. I would love the opportunity one day to interview, to ask somebody from 2K that works on the My Faction side and go, what are the financial results of this? I don't need the nitty gritty, but is My Faction deemed a success from 2K's side? Is it profitable? Is it making a lot of money? Maybe it is. The hardcore fans, people like us in the community, we don't necessarily see all the value there. But maybe there are enough people. I don't know. Hard to say. All right, moving on in the thread here, everybody. And thank you again for being here and hanging out. It's really cool. Let's check out how many people we got chilling. Just chilling here in our live stream. Oh, we've got 136 people in the chat. I am loving it. Guys, this is awesome. Thank you so much for being here. We're looking for those likes. We're looking for it. We're looking for all that support. If you can give it to us, guys. We got 113 likes on the stream. Let's get this thing to 200 if we can. Yeah. 3 dads and a console. Good to see you. What did you do yesterday? Oh, I went to see AEW. They were taping Rampage, and it was glorious. Loved it. Rhea Ripley picks up the win, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get into a tag team match between LA Knight and MA Knight teaming up. And then we'll get on into the next piece of the conversation here. As we're setting up the match, the next one, good match by Rhea Ripley. The next piece that came up a few times here, simple, easy fixes that we can improve upon when it comes to 2K23. Double title entrances, brother. We can do double title matches. I can put 2 titles on the line. That is not an issue. My problem is that Roman Reigns doesn't come out with 2 belts and I want it. The end. That is what people are looking for. They want to be able to have that where I can come out and hold out 2 belts. I think that's an easy solution for 2K to put back into the game. I don't know why it's ever removed. They must have just thought it's clunky and glitchy and we can't make it stable. So I love to see double title entrances make a comeback as something that is simple and easy to do. Let's go with my LA Knight attire here. I know that doesn't look a lot like me, but I'm not good with the facial stuff, and I wanted something quick and easy to put out there. Oh, there's our boy. And let's go up against... Who could we fight? It's going to be fun. I'm thinking. Let's try... you know what? Let's do... Let's do Usos. And let's go to select an arena. We'll go to Raw. All right. Yeah, double title entrances needs to be done. It needs to be fixed. I don't know why it's not there, but it's an easy thing that we could fix for 2K23 for sure. With that, with title designs and entrances, I think one thing did come up in the Twitter thread here was that putting the belt, one person said putting the belts underneath the jackets for creative superstars and alt attires for default. I think that's a very good point. I think they need to, again, Creation Suite, they need those fixes and those changes done. I know the belt glitches in and out when it comes to jacket and stuff. Look at your boy, MA Knight. Look at him coming out here, brother. This is glorious. Look at this guy. MA Knight is in action, and he's teaming up with his brother, LA Knight. Give me a yeah in the chat. Let's go. MA Knight looking dapper, looking good. He's supporting the blue jacket with the little black trim, yeah. And he's got his glasses and he's got the blue lenses in there. He's ready to go. I don't even know what MA Knight's moveset is because I just made him like the other day. I don't think I've changed it. I think he's still got like a deep 6 or something. But we'll let him play it out. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, here's a question to all of you. Do you want 2K23 or do you think 2K23 will be next gen only? We have seen the 2K games be on last gen consoles forever. I think that there are a substantial amount of Xbox Series S and X in the wild. There's your boy, LA Knight. Yeah, ready to go. Do you think it's going to be next gen only? PS5, Xbox Series X, and S. I wonder. I wonder if they're going to pull the trigger here and make it on the next console. The PS4 market specifically is massive. Massive. Jack says, I hope it's not next gen only. I can't afford a new console. Well, that's the thing too, Jack, is like, I'm sitting here and I have the new consoles, but there are so many people out there that don't can't get their hands on a PlayStation 5 or a Series X, or it's not in the budget. It's not in the cards right now. I just wonder, because the install base is huge, especially on the PlayStation 4 side. And even in the community here, I see and hear so many people that are playing on PlayStation 4. So I think it would really screw players over, to be honest, if they don't put it together. I do want to see them, like, I would like to see them put it on next-gen consoles, because then I just think that they take advantage of the horsepower. They specifically double down on that. But at the same time, I do think that 2K23 will still be a PS4, Xbox One game, and then they'll just really try to push the hardware towards PS5, like the game towards PS5 and Series X. Elijah Page, can you do a video where you go over your current roster and tell us where we can download that stuff? Not really. Not to be a jerk or anything. Go over my current roster. Like, I change stuff weekly, so I really don't think it's going to benefit anybody. And if you're talking about, like, the downloads of, like, oh, this community creation or this, simply watch the shows, because I have enough. I think I cover a bunch of the latest community creations, the big ones that come out, pretty regularly. So check those, because I will download those ones. Look at your boy, MA Knight. Whoa! Uso's going after him. Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, I would like to do that, but I don't think anybody would give a crap about my current roster. That's just me. Captcha, good to see you. Thanks for always being in the comments too, by the way. I think that they should keep all the consoles, even though they might do next gen only. And I think that they might just say, we have more of the enhancements on next gen. HDR, better stability and frame rates. Yes, Sora, literally get a PC. Yes, we could all just get PCs. But not everybody can do that, and not everybody wants to do that. But I get you. Just do it on PC. It's the answer to all things, right? Just put it on a PC, brother. Dominic, what do you think about Bray Wyatt? I'm excited. I'm excited to see. I think all the cryptic messaging was really cool. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with Bray Wyatt. I have no idea. Yeah, head of the table. Modding on PC. I tested and tried out modding on 2K20 on my PC last year. I had a great time. I love it. It's a lot of fun. But I don't always want to sit like here where the PC is and like my good equipment. I want to go upstairs and I want to go in the other room and play on my console. That's just me. But I get it. The modding is amazing. And it's the same thing for a lot of people. It's like, I can't afford a PC, like a good, strong PC. Not that you need like the best of the best, but for some people, it's like, it's preference. Everyone's needs are different. Dominic, do you think Bray Wyatt will get a faction in 2K23? Yeah, we'll see. Maybe not. Depends what Bray Wyatt does in storyline. If he comes out with a faction and who is in that faction, that might be something that they cannot do. It depends on the timing. Let's see here. Let's get into more easy fixes. One person says in the thread, easy fix, add custom music as one of them. Okay, so custom music is not going to come back, ladies and gentlemen. If you are somebody that, and I see this in the comments in the chats often, custom music option is not going to be available in the game on consoles because of legal reasons and music distribution and the rights. Bringing back that, it's something I would love. Trust me, I wish I could just put in the thumb drive and upload MP3s. They let us do renders. Why not just let us do a MP3 file? I get it. I totally get it. But I don't think that 2K is going to want to put themselves in any position where they might have to deal with legal issues with that, with music. It's dicey. I don't know the ins and outs, but I don't see it ever happening. Game Tech, can't post your own stuff. You can't promote your own stuff, brother. Sorry. What else did they say for updates and fixes? Fix the tag finishers. Yes, tag team finishers need to be improved and fixed, I should say. Not improved, they should be fixed. Oh, LA Knight's going at it, brother. Yeah. There should be more game modes like Gauntlet. Let's talk game modes. Let's talk game modes. That got me excited right there. Nin Do in my Twitter feed for this says there should be more game modes like Gauntlet matches, Lumberjack matches, etc. I miss, like, you know what I miss right now? Slobber Knocker matches. Slobber Knocker was great. If you're not familiar with the Slobber Knocker match, I believe back in the day it was you versus what? 20 randos, random superstars. You in the ring, it's gauntlet style match. It's how long you can last. And you'd have to go through it one after another, after another, after another. I love the Slobber Knocker match. And that would be great today to be able to just see how long can you last. It's a Royal Rumble where it's one-on-one. Come on. Like, Jacob, you're right. I'm sorry. It was unlimited. You could just go endlessly until you die. But I love that. Like, easy fixes, and this is a great point in the thread. And I think, oh, yeah, your boy Shock, I think you just said it. Lumberjack, that would literally just turn the last gen into Space Heater. Oh, that's not. Oh, come on. That's not what I was looking for. What I was going to say is that you could. Oh, Albert, I'll get to you in just a second. That's a good point. Yeah, like Lumberjack matches. We already get multi-person managers on one-on-one matches. The superstars are there. Just change like the coding for it. I'm not a developer, but you already have the superstars outside representing both sides. It's essentially a Lumberjack match. Just turn off the DQs and have them like push for more aggressiveness or something. I don't know. But a Lumberjack match, exactly. Going back up in the chat for you guys. Thank you so much for coming, being here, chatting, being all positive and good. Albert says, survival match from No Mercy would be awesome. Way to go. Good pull, Albert. Kudos to you. Stick Jelly. It's a great name, by the way. Buried Alive matches. Yeah. I know that so many of us are going to say, war games. We need war games. I don't know if they can give us war games. Like, I don't know if they can give us war games. The double ring, like, they could. I know they could. I just wonder from their side, is it going to break the game? We don't know. Of course, I want a war games. I don't know if we're going to get it. The I Quit match, again, an easy one to add in there. And Sora, you got it. You nailed it. It's gonna be special guest referee. Yeah, talk to me. Come on. Jonathan Faulkner, I'm sorry you cannot post your own stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are coming in here and you want to be able to say, follow me here and follow me there and watch my YouTube channel, coming into Matt's world in here, nah. It's hidden, brother. So don't waste your keys and your fingers doing that. You're just wasting time. Come in here and hang out and let's have a good time together. I Heart Meaty says, that's a weird name, but I love it too. Inferno match. I want the Inferno match to be there. I don't like the Inferno match as a like it's kind of boring. Like you got a button mash or whatever to like, or it's meter bar, get them in the fire. It's fun gimmick match that it should just be there. It should just be there. UK Delirious says, I think 2K should bring back either season mode, like Here Comes the Pain, Road to WrestleMania, instead of showcase mode. Yeah. Also, like you guys have said here in the chat, casket match, fight pit. Fight pit should be there. It's a cage match with a little platform. That should be easy enough to put together. Let's get a fight pit in there. That would be cool. If they can't give us war games and they give us fight pit, I mean, I still want war games. Another easy fix here. Let's see. We'll get to universe mode in a minute because there's a lot in here. I see a lot of my GM, fix the tag entrances, custom entrance videos, don't show during entrances. Yeah, customizing your superstars entrance, like I got MA Knight here. I want options to include pyro. I want the options to be able to manipulate their entrance, the camera, like we had in previous years, to be able to change that up. Look at the Usos power bombing MA Knight out of the ring. I want that ability to come back, or like be able to do my entrance and being able to switch up those cameras as I go. Even if I got that option and some pyro, I'd be feeling pretty good. But I want to be able to customize that. If you can take it a step further, again, we're talking easy fixes, reasonable fixes. I don't know if it's unreasonable, but the custom entrances, being able to change the motion and not just have to do generic stuff that they have in there, but being able to customize it one step further. Yeah, Kelly Whedon says in chat, tag team elimination chamber match. We had that. I know. And then it's gone. I know they're not really doing it on WWE right now, but come on. But Kelly Whedon is a good point. You don't have to spam it. I see you. I acknowledge you. It's all good. So let's talk. Game Tech Mirage brings up promos. I see your boy Shock talks gonna expand on unused titles and having the same titles on 2 shows into universe mode. I think that you need to be able to have things. Oh, hang on. I'm just reading, guys. Jack, I feel like My Rise career mode needs working on more than anything else. Like they don't have. Sorry, Jack. Like they don't know what they are doing with that mode each year. 2K19-20 was storylines and 2K20 was side quests. And this was brought up earlier too about, we talked a little bit about promos, My Rise career mode showcase. So let's talk about that. Your kind of career mode, story mode in 2K23. I don't know if we're gonna get that, but I have to pause because Dominic, you nailed it. 3 stages of hell. That's Matt's like favorite match. 3 stages of hell. If I could get anything, I would pick 3 stages of hell. It's right up there for special ref for me. Career mode, story mode. I definitely think that something needs to be done. I don't know if it's tricky because like they want to be able to promote, hey, you customize your character and play them through, rise through the ranks. What would you rather have as a player? Would you like to have a Road to WrestleMania where it's create your character, MA Knight, and he goes through 5 preset stories with taking on Bray Wyatt as one story, John Cena as another, Randy Orton, and then Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, or Roman Reigns, and whatever. 5 storylines. And excuse me, we'd also need women's side. So I would want like maybe 3 male and 3 female storylines in a Road to WrestleMania mode. I'm trying to keep it simple. And you go up, you have like current star, legend, maybe a tag team on both male and female sides. Would you rather have a Road to WrestleMania with a very like deliberate, concrete story arc, maybe like a story that's going through a mid-card title story arc, where if it's like fighting Bobby Lashley as one of the storylines, and it's all US title based, if you go up against the big story is Roman Reigns and you're going to try and win the Undisputed Championship at WrestleMania. I think that there's, to me, that is, to me, that is more fun than trying to do a My Rise mode, which is like so big and so broad. And like Jack was saying in chat, where it's like, here are your side quests, and you can do this, and there's these cutscenes, and the cutscene quality isn't really great because they're trying to, it's like trying to throw everything with your creation and going up, and then there's repetition in there, and players get bored because things are repeating all the time. And is there a lot of replayability when it comes to My Rise? It doesn't seem like it. I think I would like to be doing more of a story arc, and where I can have a story where it's like Road to WrestleMania and the focus story is you're battling Roman Reigns. Build your guy up, have those few matches or one match where it's like NXT, graduate NXT, move to the next one. MA Knight and LA Knight are your winners, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. And maybe it takes you 2 hours, 3 hours to complete that story arc. So in total, maybe on the men's side, I'm getting like 8 hours worth of story or 10. Do that on the same thing with the women's. That way you're going to get people wanting to be able to play both men and male and female creations. And maybe there's replayability within the story arcs because with My Rise, again, I don't feel like there's a ton of replayability in there, or I want to go back to anything. But if you have a stripped down story arc where one of the story modes is take your superstar through fighting Roman Reigns, and before I get into this, it gives you the opportunity also to recreate new characters. I want to see how this other character performs in the Cody Rhodes story arc, and a different one when I want to fight Roman Reigns. Not just one, through the whole thing. So there's replayability built in there. I would love to be able to go in and have a concise story, and having challenges and rewards built in there within the confines of the match to improve my character's attributes, their performance as a superstar, get their match ratings. If they get match ratings of 3 and 4 and 5 stars, whatever they want to do, give me more attributes that way, earn progress when you win championships. There's challenges, get those, as we're saying in here, side quests, get those little side quest missions built in there within the story mode. You got to do certain things in the matches, beat this guy in 10 minutes, blah, blah, blah. That can add replayability because you didn't 100% it. And there's going to be completionists. People want to be able to complete these matches. I think you could do a lot if you just did a story mode with a created superstar versus here is one gigantic My Rise. I'm like, I don't want to do My Rise. It's like, it feels like a grind. But I love the idea of like we had at Road to WrestleMania in years past, where I can clearly, here are 5 Road to WrestleManias. And I get the option when I boot up the game. What do I want to do? Do I want to do the Roman Reigns WrestleMania story arc? And it can be silly. There can be silly stuff built in there. And that's fun. Like, people like that stuff. Where it's campy, it's a little corny. They can have another one that's a little more serious. People want options. Oh, let's do Randy Orton 2022 attire. Randy Orton against... Let's put him against Cody Rhodes. There we go. Yep. I think that that's definitely one thing that is maybe realistic they could do. And then they could build off of that. Elijah. I think if 2K23 went in the same direction that Wrestling Empire went, it'd be a better experience, such as having free roam back like we had in the old SmackDown versus Raw days. I agree. If you're going to keep My Rise, and we've challenged and talked about having a story mode, if you are not going to do a story mode, a Road to WrestleMania, excuse me, and you're going to keep My Rise, and you're just going to modern or upgrade it a bit, yeah, give us the free roam. Do those things. Put the free roam in there. That'd be cool. The problem I had with the previous 2K games with the My Rise career mode was the stinking like run around and then go to Gorilla and talk to the guy and then do your match. I'm like, it's pointless. Like, just cut that out. But if I do certain things backstage stuff, free roam should be motivated. It should be motivated by interacting with stars. That it's not just, hi, how are you? We need stuff that's going to matter. I think if you have a tighter experience, it's going to be a little bit better. Let's take a look more notes here people got. These are great. So the control scheme is one thing. Some people want the old control scheme. Some people, obviously, they're just like, hey, we're going to have the new controllers, the control scheme and the control layout, but it needs to be modified. The reversal system needs to be tweaked. And the, the stun meter. What are your feelings? You guys are in chat. Talk to me. What are your thoughts on the new control scheme? And specifically, stun meter. Having the stun feature in there. We have the stamina stuff, and then the stun, and then you get to the stun part, and then the screen flickers red. Number one, I am a fan of the new control layout. I think it is a little bit more simplified. This was 2K's goal originally, was they told us in the dev diaries that they want to be able to make it more accessible. It makes it easier for new players and existing players to just jump in and play. That gives it a little bit more of the arcade side feel that they wanted to do, where, again, just the control scheme is simplified. I'm good with it. I don't mind the controls. The stun meter, it's not... I want to be able to have that, like, turned off. Who said it? Nitro said it in here, and I agree. I want to be able to have the option for that red screen. If they want to keep that in there, just have that as a toggle. An easy fix. That's an easy fix for 2K, for 2K23. Just let me turn off the stun, or let me turn off the red screen effect. That makes it too arcadey when you are trying to get a simulation style game out of this. Pablo says the stun meter gets me upset during multi-man matches, but it's good otherwise. Yeah. Austin says the new controls are okay, but the old controls, I liked it better. Yeah, and again, we've all been presumably playing these games for years and years and years, so we have like a comfort zone, and we like just how things are like play and feel. I don't really mind the new controls at all. Sometimes I miss the old controls. Kind of good either way. Maybe there's a way to turn around and be like, hey, do you want to toggle for a new or classic control scheme? And maybe you can give fans that. I don't think they will. I think that they will just... We got to remember, too. We got to remember the life cycle and the development cycle of these games. It's a quick turnaround. They're not going to turn around and reinvent the wheel with new controls this year just because some people want old. That's too much back and forth. They just want to be able to stick with it, and they can correct course a little bit as they go. But we'll see. Yeah, Terrence, like, if you gave me the toggle option, I think that's really cool, because then that's even just more of a challenge, and it freshens it up for players, and then people get the options to go back to the old if they want it. Planet ASMR, keep the star ratings, but tell us after the match and not have it on screen during the match. That's a really good point. If you have, like, if Randy Orton wins here against Cody Rhodes, I totally agree. Get rid of the star rating on my screen, or, as we've been saying, let us toggle it on and off. But if I have it off, I like that if it's gone because I don't want the distraction. And just have it go boom, boom, boom at the end of the pinfall. Or like when it says at the menu option, when the menu option pops up and says, do you want to do highlights, rematch, and exit? Have the star rating show up there. That's such a good point that you made, Dan, because it's unnecessary. I don't need to see... as it shows on screen, move variety 10, increase your star, and it's going up. Who cares? I'm not focused on that at all, the star rating at all. Also, there's no incentive for a star rating. You don't put achievements behind it. It really does not impact, it doesn't impact the crowd or the engagement of the fans in the game at all. You know, if they're getting like a 1-star match, they don't really boo it, other than at the very end when they might just go boo. Yeah, I agree. The star rating. I mean, we can turn these things off, but just change it. Just change the graphic, the aesthetics of it. Have it pop up at the very end, because then it's one more cool thing to see when the match ends and goes, oh, I did a 4 out of 5 star match. Cool, boom, move on. It's not something I think people really focus on either. Brandon, I think that we'll be okay with Judgment Day. They need to also tweak stables. I'm glad that we are into like 4 or 5 person being able to add them, but we need to be able to have your 3-4 person stable plus manager, especially with WWE the way it is today under Triple H, where it's all factions. I think and I hope that 2K will look at this and go, okay, we've got Bullet Club is in there now. Like, they came back. The Good Brothers are back with AJ. You have Judgment Day. You have a lot of factions. Bloodline, obviously. You have a lot of factions in WWE and will continue to have a lot of factions. What if Bray Wyatt has a Wyatt 6 faction? There's going to be limitations, but let's just look at the Bloodline. Arguably the most popular, biggest act in WWE, and the Bloodline is pretty big now. Give us at least next year the Bloodline, Roman, Jimmy, Jay, and Paul Heyman manager coming out. You got to be able to do that. That stuff is good. And then we got Sami Zayn, of course, who's spectacular. Do you know what I mean? You got to be able to have the options nowadays, I think, to be able to say, okay, because of the horsepower of the new consoles and everything, here's your 3-man stable plus manager as an option. Even that would help out a bit. Also being able to tweak mixed factions. We see this a lot now. Legado del Fantasma just came out. RKO came out on SmackDown last week. Zelina Vega is the manager or part of the group. I need to be able to have a 4-person stable, and 1 of them, 2 of them is a woman, and vice versa, and switch it up. Why can't I have a 3-woman stable, but LA Knight is the manager. You know, they need to be able to tweak and unlock those things. I think that should be in there too. Lonnie Jones, good to see you. Thanks for coming by. This is awesome. Guys, we got about 5 more minutes here on stream. This has been awesome. I love doing this. If you guys enjoy doing these types of conversations, a little bit of gameplay here, hanging out with me, hit me up, hit a yeah in the chat or a W, or hit like on it to let me know if you enjoy doing a little bit of live streams, because I do. I think they're fun. And I got another live stream planned for today, coming up shortly, actually, on the other channel, youtube.com/Assemble Wrestling Show. I'm going to go through the news and talk about the latest happenings in WWE and AEW from this past week, and we're going to do it live. We're going to go live, brother. But if you guys enjoy live streams, let me know. I like doing a little bit of live streams here and there when I can. Let's see. What else could we do? I mean, create a finisher. Oh, Cody Rhodes won. I heard Cody might be coming back sooner than later. To me, it still feels like it's going to be the Rumble. Custom backstage would be cool. I think, I mean, improving Creation Suite is a big one. I feel the stability needs to be improved in there. Match types we've talked about. My GM we talked about. Okay, the last thing before we leave for today is going to be Universe Mode. The big question I have is, will we have Universe Mode once again? Let's live in a world where we will, ladies and gentlemen, where we will have Universe Mode make a comeback one more time in 2K23. Do I feel it's going to be there? Yes. Again, looking at this menu, I don't think next year's game is going to look much different. My expectations are medium low. I think it's going to be this. I think they'll literally change the aesthetics, where maybe they'll go for a list format again of what they want to do for the modes. But I think we are going to get play and showcase and universe and my rise, career, road to WrestleMania. Maybe they will have my faction in there and my GM. Universe mode, I hope they fix it. I'm not going to really play Universe. I just want to go through it for a second so we can take a look at some of the things that we want to be able to fix. But Universe mode needs polish, needs updating. I think we all like the sandbox idea. I do think ultimately Universe mode needs to be there, and I think it would do better, perform better being there than not being there. If you take out Universe mode, then what are we doing? Like, what are we going to have? So I think they will keep Universe mode. I think it's a win ultimately for players to be able to have that sandbox to create AEW shows, WWE, Attitude, whatever you want to do. Customize the way you want, do whatever you want. The thing is, though, is that it's getting stale and old and feels a little bit more hollow because we've had it for so many years. Not to mention the bugs. When the game launched, we had a terrible amount of bugs. And yes, there's still big issues. I'm not seeing a ton of crashes in Universe mode. Still getting crashes, but there are bugs. When I look at, for example, just the calendar, I want, number one, for me, I want to start a new universe with the option to toggle blank universe calendar, blank calendar, or preload it. I want that. If you're going to give me this superstar mode on and off thing, the least you could do is that when I'm going to say start a new universe, have a pop-up menu that just says, do you want to start a brand new universe mode with a blank canvas, or do you want to set it up with an existing show? Just like it does here with Raw and SmackDown and NXT and the pay-per-views. I get so annoyed because we played universe mode for years now. How many of us immediately jump into a new universe and delete the show and delete the pay-per-views and change out Raw, and we modify it all because that's what we want to do. It's really irritating to have to go in and be like, okay, I gotta reset everything to 0 because I'm trying to create AEW universe mode, or I'm trying to create it where I just have Raw and Nitro, whatever, right? I want that, number one, to be done. I think that is a relatively easy fix for the mode. I think that when it comes to, say, news and updates, I mean, there's a lot to fix in universe mode, but this is getting old. Like this whole, it's fine to have the news updates, but how many of us are going in here and looking at this going like, oh wow, cool, this started. It's like, yeah, okay, these are rivals, but who cares? Like, it doesn't have a lasting impact on it. We have the historical stats. Again, they will keep all of this stuff in here, but I want to see something new when it's going to impact this. Why do I care about these menus, these sub-menus of the news and so on? I think one easy thing to do is maybe it's not easy, but I really wish that universe mode would allow us, if you're going to keep my GM, I wish that universe mode would allow us the ability to incorporate a draft. Big Baller Ju07 says this, I need a draft and new cutscenes. 100%. Give me a draft. Give me the option to toggle draft on or off. Do I want to set up a new draft? Yes. And let's do a proper draft. You could just copy and paste it from my GM if they want to, but incorporate a draft in here. Makes it more fun. Give me the options to set up a draft when I feel like setting up the draft in my universe mode, so that I'm not confined to say the first show has to be a draft. You could do that, but you could also just change it up a little bit. Like show details, I'm like, okay, I got no problems there. Match tables needs a refresh. Match tables are cool. I don't think enough players, to me, mess around with this enough, because they can do a lot to be able to change how you want a pay-per-view to set up for the percentage of like how you want like a singles match versus a tag team match and so on. But I go in here more often now with longer universes that I set up, and I change these to be like, yeah, I only want like 2 of these. Like I only want 1 tag match. I want more triple threats. And what do you want to main event? I always want to main event that and a championship or not. Like that's cool. I like all of that. I want the aesthetics and all this stuff to be changed up. I want there to be a little bit more of, I don't know, synergy between shows. Like if I have Roman Reigns as my champion, but he's my champ on Raw and SmackDown, like in real life, I wish that you could set up almost having rivalries on both brands with the 1 star. I know they gray it out, but it'd be nice if they could be in multiple feuds. I think that rivalries needs to be improved. I don't think it hasn't been touched in a long time. Like, okay, we went from, over the years, we've gone from 3 rivalries to 4, and having rivalries is cool. And then potential rivalries, if we have that on or off, that's good. You need to have 1 more rivalry, in my opinion. Set it up to 5, because we typically have like 5 titles, maybe. So it allows the opportunity to have like all your titles in rivalries. I think you should do 5. I think you should also, I delete this. 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, triple threat, fatal 4-way rivalry. And cutscenes associated with all of them. Nothing crazy, but I feel that nowadays, because of the way WWE programming is, if they want to stay a little bit more current, up to date, at the very least, make this 1-on-1 rivalry a 2-on-2 or a 3-on-3, so it's factions versus factions, because factions are huge now, which is great. Long, medium, short, fine, and then the intensity, that's got to be tweaked, because we need more stories and we need more cutscenes. I remember when it was, I think it was 2K18, 19, I can't remember. One of them, though, Paul Heyman did an interview regarding the game. Maybe it was 2K. Which one was when Brock was on the cover? Was that 17 or 18? I think it might have been for that year. I don't know. Paul Heyman did an interview surrounding the game, and he was hyping up how there's going to be more cutscenes and more story elements in universe mode. And okay, cool. Thank you, guys. I don't know if it was for that year's game. I just think because of Brock and Heyman. And he was saying how we need more cutscenes. There's going to be more cutscenes and there's going to be more story elements. And he was like hyping it up and talking like, when you play universe mode, you are going to get way more stories built in there. And I was really excited for that because the way he hyped it up, and good for him. And it wasn't. It was still it was to the point where I was like, where are these additional like 100 cutscenes that they were hyping up so much, and they talked about how there's going to be so much more cutscenes throughout that are going to be unique and storytelling. They really need to do that. If you want to revitalize universe mode, put more in there for unique story elements, and give players the options for what stories we want to tell. Buddy says it too, and this has come up countless times. We don't have promos. They took out promos in universe mode. Why? Promos I was never even that big of a fan of, but have it in there. What's the harm? Put the promos in there. We have promo segments on TV. You're recreating the televised product. You just want to be able to change and tweak what the promos are and modernize it a bit, but allow it to be like the tag team champs or the trios are coming out, the factions coming out, and they're challenging X, Y, and Z star. Just update those little cutscenes during promos and allow the user to say, do I want them to be like just talking on the ramp, back and forth, talking segment? Do I want to have a post-promo beatdown? Who does it? It's like what GM mode does, where it's like select interference. Yes. Who do you want the interference on? Champion or challenger? You could do that with promos and simplify it, but it creates more story arcs in there. So promos for sure need to be added back in. Those are little things that 2K can do that would be good things for the community, and people I think would go, okay, cool, they did this. That's really awesome. They did it for fans. The news element, again, they need to just make it matter. It's got to matter. Like, you can't just have news where it's going to be like, okay, they're rivals. The fallout of the match, fine. But talk about like who's rising up the ranks. Power ranking, right? Remember that? Cash-ins. Cash-ins needs to be fixed in 2K in general. But 2K22's issue around cashing in the title, man, is it annoying and broken in many regards. I turn off letting the AI cash in when they want to. I don't have enough control over doing Money in the Bank cash-ins. The Money in the Bank pay-per-views when we do ladder matches doesn't always work because the ladder matches are not even set up, even though I have Money in the Bank on both brands, or for men and women, excuse me. I need that fix too. That has been years for trying to get them to fix the cash-in element. Either get rid of it or make it work better. Rivalry system, again, I think ties into promos. They need to do better when it comes to the promos. They need to have promos, excuse me. The cutscenes is what I'm saying. They need to have the cutscenes tie into the rivalries more, and just fresh coat of paint. Frankly, this is all fine. The other thing is being able to set up pay-per-views on Saturdays. WWE is now, and I think they will do this because of the timeline of development. I think now they're going to say, add a show, and it's going to be major, minor, or pay-per-view, or premium live event. Because WrestleMania is a 2-day event. All the big pay-per-views are 2-day events. Or excuse me, WrestleMania is a 2-day event. The rest of them are now officially, according to WWE, yes, they are officially Saturdays. So they got to change that for sure. If they don't, then they are way, way behind. That stuff needs to be fixed for sure. Just little things, ladies and gentlemen. Just some little fixes, little tweaks here and there that we need to be fixed. Thank you all so much for being here and joining the conversation of what needs to be fixed and updated in 2K22. I appreciate you guys with your suggestions, with the commentary, what you're saying in chat. I wish I could get to everybody, but you guys have great ideas. I think we're all speaking the same language here, where it's like, hey, we just want a better game. We want a better wrestling games. We got 2K23 likely coming out in March. Patch, waiting for another patch. Hopefully we see one soon. That's more than my faction. But hit me up, guys. Hit me up on Twitter. YouTube or twitter.com/assemble_show on Twitter. Subscribe to the channel here. Hit the like button on the stream. Thanks so much for being here. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.